It was 4 years ago that I first came here at the encouragement of Kathleen McCarthy, of course. How many other people has she encouraged? So here I am, my first time at AdLumina Christi, and I'm going to fast forward to the most important day that occurred to me. It was Thursday. It was in the old chapel. We came in for Mass. And I remember the church was very crowded. It was a very big crowd for the people responding to going to AdLumina Christi. So I picked a corner off to the left in one of the little narthexes, or whatever you want to call them. And I was very fortunate because I got a seat right up front, very close to the altar. Mass was beautiful. But what really happened is afterwards, when Father Dermot took the monstrance, covered himself with the humeral veil, and started to be the arms and legs of Christ as he presented him to each person in that chapel. So I was sitting there and I went, Lord, I'm not going to be disrespectful, but I'm going to really look at you. I'm going to really want to gaze into you. And so when Father approached me really as Christ, and I looked into the Holy Eucharist, the most wonderful thing happened. He stared back at me, and he stared right through me. And it was like a kiss by a lover that just took my breath away. And so I was gasping. And he reached over to me and touched me on my arm. And then, of course, it seemed like eternity that I was in his presence and he inside of me. And Father, of course, had to move away. So I sat there, and all of a sudden the deluge started. I was not sobbing, I was not crying out. I just couldn't stop crying. I don't know how long I sat there. The church was already empty. People had left. And I was still sitting there because I couldn't stop crying. And lo and behold, who comes walking over, calm as can be? So, it's Kathleen. How are you? I said, look at me. I said, I don't know what's happening. Is it because I'm such a terrible sinner that I have done this and that I can't stop crying? She said, oh no. She said, you had a conversion. And she said, different people are affected different ways by a conversion. And she said, and you're personifying one of those ways. I was so relieved to know that that's what happened to me. My tears stopped. I collected myself. And I went back to my room. And I floated the rest of the day. I don't remember much of anything else. However, a week goes by, and it's Kathleen on the phone. So how are you? How's my girl? I said, I'm still smitten. And I can tell you that 4 years later, I am still smitten. And I wish that every one of you, if you have never experienced a conversion, that I pray that it happens to you at this AdLumina Christi retreat. And I thank the Lord so much for the opportunity to just let you know how much I know He loves me, but I know He wants you too.